Will the secondary weapons be automatic, like anti-aircraft weapons?
This is a hard question. It can be answered yes and no, as it depends on the situation. For a destroyer, the 155mm gun is its main one. The player is going to use it to aim, shoot, and destroy enemies as usual. However, for battleships, the 155mm gun is a secondary weapon, so it will be aiming automatically and shooting at targets whose priority can be chosen by the player.
Are you going to split buoyancy point for left and right side?
No, we're not going to split the buoyancy points despite having the ability in-game to do so. You see, the point is that when a ship is rolling, the maximum and minimum angles that determine the aiming of its guns are also changing, which in turn affects the distance the ship can shoot. So adding these changes would only further complicate the gameplay, and we don't want that to happen.
How about shooting to only one main turret? When the turret is destroyed, will the whole functional component, main armament in this case, be destroyed?
Our players often ask, what's going to happen if I only shoot at one turret? Am I able to destroy the ship's entire armament by doing this? No. All turrets operate separately, and shooting at only one will not destroy the other turrets. That said, each turret has a kind of undercarriage, a space from which it's being operated. Some turrets share one of these. By shooting at a turret, there is a chance you'll hit this space and cause damage, like setting it on fire. This might cause the turret or all turrets that it serves to stop working or slow down. So in a way, this is how you could.
Will warships have hit points?
Ships are not going to have the same kind of hit points as tanks, and so we have a much more complicated system to reflect the ship's status that's based on two parameters, durability and buoyancy. All the underwater hits from torpedoes or shells can cause holes in the underwater parts of the ship, and even flooding as a result. So the buoyancy parameter shows how much more water a ship can take before it will sink. The durability parameter shows the status of the ship's mechanisms, guns, and crews. All the hits a ship takes above water, like hitting its AA guns or major caliber armaments, will result in a reduction of the ship's durability. Durability is located all over the top part of the ship, so destroying one turret and continuing to shoot this one will not destroy the ship as a whole. You need to destroy everything on board or target the parts that are keeping it afloat. As soon as you've shot away all the hit points on the top part of the ship, then it's considered to be out of the game, and thus abandoned by its crew. However, there's also a fast way to destroy a ship, by destroying its major caliber armaments, as without these, the ship is effectively out of battle. So we are, in a sense, going to have our own World of Warships style of HP.
Will the tightening circulation radius when turning and having the engine on reverse gear be implemented?
This question is a very interesting and difficult one. It's quite hard, but possible, to translate the real ways in which warships move to all ships in the game, and even if we do so, we may end up with a hardcore simulator that might be problematic and difficult to play. Nonetheless, the World of Warships game designers are trying their best to reflect in-game the key aspects of controlling a warship. In terms of the movement of ships, there are four main aspects that players should pay attention to. First of all, there's the high inertia of the ship. A ship has a large mass and is therefore difficult to set in motion and bring to a halt. Secondly, there is the slowing down of a ship when it enters a turn. Thirdly, there's the angle of list, heel, during a turn, the gyration of a ship. And finally, there's the effect on a ship's turning circle, radius, that happens when its speed is being reduced. All in all, players will have the ability to control 6 different speed modes and a rudder. A player can use all these features for maneuvering under fire, to avoid collisions, and for hard braking. For example, if a player gives the command full stop, then the stopping distance will be reduced. There's such a lot of information about this available on the internet. You can also find material on our blog. If a player takes the time to study the handling of a ship, then it will be a significant step towards success.